Okay, all right. Hello, everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the mixed if clauses. Yes, it is just like mixing the colors blue and yellow to get green. For example, let's immediately make the zero type of if clause. And if you, if we, if I, if all the people, okay, if a person mixes the color blue and yellow, he or she gets the color green. Okay, shall we remember the fourth type? Yes. Okay, for example, my neighbor mixed, if my neighbor mixed blue and yellow, he got the color green. There is no doubt about it. Yes, as you know, so zero type is always about the facts, the realities. But again, we imagine, okay? If you do it, it doesn't mean that you did it, you will do it, but if you do it, okay? On the condition that you do it. Okay, when clause also, when we can use when clause, yes, you know it very well. I am sure you know it very well. But when you mix blue and yellow, you get green. Okay, all right. Now, without wasting time, let's move on to our lesson. Okay, all right. And welcome again, welcome back. Okay, yes, it's about mixing tenses, mixing times, mixing unreal, imaginary, fictitious, past, present, and future. Of course, they will happen in our imagination. The first gift says unreal. Yes, they are imaginary because we say if. Now, trip 6, mixed if types, mixed conditional sentences, mixed if types, mixing the tenses. Let's read the explanation. Although time goes along with parallel to, okay, each other, with if clause and main clause. For example, second type of clause is always in the simple past tense. If clause is in simple past tense, main clause is in simple past tense. Third type if clause is in past perfect tense, and main clause is in modal perfect tense. What about the first? The first one is first if clause. If clause is in simple present tense, and the main clause is in simple future tense, and zero type is if all the zero type is in simple present tense. And fourth type is always in simple past tense. Yes. Now, sometimes the cause may be in the past and the result may be in the present. In this case, we have to consider the past, present, or future together. Of course, it seems a little bit confusing, but if you get the point, if you get the tip of the rope, I think it will be easier. You will see that it is so simple. Okay. Let's immediately focus on an example. A. If I had found a short video about this topic, past perfect tense. If I had found, third type of if clause, if I had found a short video about this topic, we would watch it together now. So second type. Main clause is in second type. We would watch it together now. Just an imagination. Unfortunately, I didn't find a short video about this subject, this topic, and we will not watch. We cannot watch. Okay, this is the fact. But if I had found a short video about this topic, we would watch it together now. If you had written, now think about yourself. If you didn't write anything, yes, it is a fact, but if you had written a short story last week, what would we do together now? We would read it together now. If you had written a short story last week. Yes, this is our subject today. Okay, A and B and C. Yes, there are 3 occasions. There are 3 situations. A is the first situation. In this situation, as we read all together in the previous page, previous slide, we mix unreal past, the third type of if clause, and unreal present future, second type, the main clause, and so this is the result. Let's see it again. If I had found a short video about this topic, this is the cause if clause, okay? Third type, we would watch it together now. This is the result. Second type. Mixture of third type and second type like this. Okay. Now this is the 300th dialogue of Harmony 3. Dialogue 1. If I had drawn a caricature yesterday, I would show it to you today. I think it's very clear. Why is it? I would show, I could show, I might show. Okay, the certainty is always valid. I would show it to you today. Why is it not possible to show a caricature today? It is not possible because I didn't draw a caricature yesterday. Okay. If you had written a poem yesterday, what would you do today and tomorrow, or tomorrow and tomorrow, okay? Yes, if you had written a poem yesterday, you would read or recite it today or tomorrow. This is this. 2. If I had traveled to Honolulu, this is Honolulu in Hawaiian Islands. If I had traveled to Honolulu last year, I would give you a presentation about it this year. What would you do if you had traveled to Japan last year? I am sure if you had traveled to Japan last year, you would talk about the subways, metros of Tokyo this year. Okay. Now dialogue 3. If Jack hadn't lost his pet a few minutes ago, but unfortunately he lost his pet, okay, in the past, a few minutes ago. But if Jack hadn't lost his pet a few minutes ago, he wouldn't be crying now. But unfortunately, he's crying now. How would he feel? Think about it. Let's think about it. How would he feel now if you had found his pet for him? Of course, if you had found his pet for him, he would feel happy. He would feel joyful and relaxed. Okay, yes, this will be a will be an image on our English acquiring YouTube channel. Okay, as an image. 4, if you had graduated last year, but unfortunately you didn't graduate last year, okay? If you had graduated last year, you would be working and earning money this year. What would you be doing now? What would you be doing now if you had acquired English last year? Yeah, if you had acquired English last year, you would be mastering it. You would be using it, you would be speaking it, and you would also be mastering it. Dialogue 5, I think it's very clear. Yes, of course, we always need to pay attention. Yes. If I hadn't written these sentences beforehand, you wouldn't be reading them now. Yeah, this is a sentence. This is a question sentence. What would you be doing now if I had made a video about unreal events and states? Of course, you would be talking about them if I had made a video about unreal events and unreal states. Okay. I wrote this example sentence and question in the past, and now we are reading it. But if I hadn't written them, okay, just imagine, if I hadn't written them, so we wouldn't be reading the example sentence, and I wouldn't be asking the question. You wouldn't be answering the question according to the example sentence. Okay. What does the GIF say? It's just unreal. Of course, these are all impossible, improbable. Okay. It's the fact that I wrote those sentences and sentences. Okay, 6. If it had not rained last night, but it rained last night. If it had not rained last night, we would water the vegetables in the garden today. Yes, a very beautiful example and situation. If it had not rained, hadn't, or had never, okay? If it hadn't rained last night, we would water the vegetables in the garden today. Or we would be watering, also possible. What would you do if it had snowed last night? It didn't snow last night. It rained last night, okay? But if it had snowed last night, what would you do? I would be shoveling. Yeah, I would be shoveling the snow now. If it had snowed last night, I would be throwing snow off the path. Yes. Or I would be playing snowball with my grandkids if it had snowed last night. Okay, 7. If America hadn't been discovered, yes, but it's a fact that America was discovered by Christophe Colomb and Amerigo Vespucci. If America hadn't been discovered, tourists wouldn't be visiting the Statue of Liberty. Yes. What else wouldn't they be doing? They wouldn't be doing many things. They wouldn't be walking around New York. They wouldn't be buying and selling something here. Happy Independence Day. Okay, 8, dialogue 8. If Jamal had finished a faculty, but in reality, he didn't finish a faculty, he might be a manager in this company now. What else would he be? He might be a head manager. He might be the CEO of the company now if he had finished a faculty. Okay, now B. Okay, we have finished a mixture of the third type and second type. Now it's time to mix. We mix unreal present type 2 if clause and unreal past type 3 as a result, okay? As a main clause. Okay. Yeah, it seems the same, but it is different from the point of cause and result, like this, for example. Dialogue 9. A. If I were a doctor as a cause, okay? If I were a doctor now, I would have examined your patient last Friday. Okay. Why didn't I examine your patient? Because I am a doctor now. If I were a doctor now, I would have examined. Perfect. I would have examined your patient last Friday. What would you have done last Friday if you were a software engineer? If I were a software engineer in reality now, okay, if I were a software engineer, I would have helped you, I would have helped you with your computer. Or I would have been helpful to you with your computer. Okay, dialogue 10. If Selma weren't a public servant now, but in reality, Selma is a public servant now. If she weren't a public servant now, she wouldn't have been sent abroad in the past. Luckily, she was sent, okay? She was sent abroad in the past by the government because she is a public servant, okay? What else wouldn't have been done? She wouldn't have attended a language school. Yes, if she weren't a public servant. As a cause, as a reason, she is a public servant, and as a result, she joined a language school. As a result, she was sent abroad by the government. Now, dialogue 11. If Metin didn't have both the ability and authority, he couldn't have signed that document. Okay. What else couldn't have done? Couldn't he have done? He couldn't have written a report about the event. 12. If Kıraç, yes, famous Turkish rock music singer. If Kıraç weren't Meral's favorite rock singer, she wouldn't have downloaded almost all his songs. Yeah. Meral, in reality, downloaded all Tufan Kıraç's songs. Okay? So if Kıraç weren't, this is the cause, reason, if Kıraç weren't Meral's favorite rock singer, she wouldn't have downloaded almost all his songs. As a result, she downloaded all his songs. What else wouldn't she have done? She wouldn't have listened. She wouldn't have listened all his songs. But in reality, she listened, okay? She listened all his songs in the past. Okay, 13. If my father didn't like horses, in reality, my father likes horses very much, okay? This is the reality. But as a cause, as a reason, if my father didn't like horses, he might not have bought that pair of horses. That's why my father bought that pair of horses. What else might he not have done? He might have not take care of them adequately, efficiently. Okay. 14, if you didn't like that singer, but I know that you like that singer. If you didn't like that singer, you wouldn't have been to his concert last week, last Sunday. Yes. So you went to his concert because I know that everybody knows that you like that singer, or you like that singer. So as a result, you went to his concert last weekend. So let me read it again. If you didn't like that singer, you wouldn't have been to his concert last weekend. What would Erhan have done? If he liked the same singer, it is clear that if Erhan liked the same singer, he would have been to that concert too with you. Okay. Now be a leader, not a boss. Yeah, be a leader, not a boss. It sounds that be moderate, not arrogant. Yeah. Be a leader, not a boss. 15a. If your friend were a generous person, but in reality, unfortunately, your friend is not a generous person. If your friend were a generous person, he could have lent you the money you need for your project. What would you have done if your friend weren't the CEO of an oil company? If my friend weren't the CEO of an oil company, I wouldn't have worked there. Okay. Now the last one, C, the third one. Mixed type, 4 and 1. Not 0, 1. Okay. 16a. If Celal, now again, just read a specific attention really. Okay. If Celal left Bursa at 12 o'clock, okay, if Celal left Bursa at 12 o'clock, he will be in Ankara at 5:30 because it takes 5.5 hours to go from Bursa to Ankara. Okay. So, according to this situation, if Celal left Bursa at 12, he will be in Ankara at 5:30. When will Cemal arrive in Ankara? If he left Konya at 12, so it takes 4 hours to go to Konya from Ankara, or from Konya to Ankara. When will Cemal arrive in Ankara? If he left Konya at 12, so if Cemal left Konya at 12, he will arrive in Ankara at 4 o'clock. Okay. 17. If Emre bought the tickets yesterday, there is no need to go to the ticket office today. Okay, there is no need to go to the ticket office today. Why isn't there any need to buy foods for the picnic? Why isn't there any need to buy foods for the picnic if Emre bought all the necessary foods and drinks? Okay, there is no need to buy foods for the picnic. There is no need for us to buy if Emre bought. Okay. 18. If Aylin wrote the story, Necati will illustrate it. Okay. Who will design it if Aylin wrote the story? Jasmine will design it if Aylin wrote the story. This everybody knows that Jasmine always does designing. What will happen if Aylin didn't write the story? If Aylin didn't write the story, so Necati will not illustrate it and Aylin will not design it. Dialogue 19A. If they canceled the match yesterday, last Sunday, we will join a cultural activity on Turkey's unique cultural heritage. Yes. Cultural activity on about Turkey's unique cultural heritage. What will they do if the concert was cancelled? They will attend a seminar if the concert was cancelled. Will they return the tickets? If they canceled the match or if the match was cancelled by the authorities, they will return the tickets. Yes, quiz time. Okay, quiz trip 6. Yes, question 1. If I had saved enough money last year, I would have gone to Europe this April. I would have gone to Europe this April. Yeah. I would have visited. Okay. The second one. Blank you blank a taxi if you were me. Yeah. Would you take a taxi if you were me? Second time. Question 3. If she asked her bank to pay her bills directly, blank, worry about forgetting. Yeah, this is a question from a serious exam. Okay. Okay, so she wouldn't need to. If she asked, second type of if word, if she asked her bank to pay her bills directly, she wouldn't need to worry about forgetting them. Okay. 4, it would be interesting, adjective to do. It would be interesting to hear the writer's own opinion of his book. Yes. 5, blank your goods in containers, you would have an advantage. If you shipped your goods in containers, you would have an advantage. Now, vocabulary study time. It's time to study vocabulary. There's an expression, as right as rain. Very good. Okay, as right as rain. Means very good. Okay. Healthy, correct, factually accurate. Yes. I heard that you were ill yesterday. As far as I see now, you are as right as rain today. You are okay, no problem. What about Erhan? Yes, he is also very good. He is also very healthy. He is also as right as rain today. Thank God. Automate is a verb. Yes, automate means mechanize, operate with automation, make automatic or control or operate automatically. Automatize the production, for example. A, listening and speaking come first. Yes, as an input. They are inputs, listening and speaking. If we don't listen, listening is input, speaking is output. If we don't listen, we don't speak. Listening and speaking come first. The more we listen, the more we speak easily. That's right. The more we listen, the more we read, the more we speak and the more we write. Okay. Learning activity has a connection with listening, reading, speaking, and writing. That's right. And producing. Is the act of speaking done automatically or consciously? Of course, consciously. The act of speaking is done consciously. What is the role of consciousness in automating our speech? I think it gives us excitement. Yes. The role of consciousness in automating our speech is that it provides us with excitement. Okay, take care of something or look after someone or something. Yes, look after, keep an eye on. Keep an eye on somebody or something. Rasim's mother will take care of the baby. Rasim's mother will look after the baby, will keep an eye on the baby. Who will take care of his pets and plants while he is away from home? His neighbor Naile, his neighbor Natalie will take care of his pets and plants while he is away from home. Take care of yourself and your friends. We usually say, take care of yourself. Take care is enough. Take care. Okay, let alone. This is really confusing. It is very useful, but a little bit seems a little bit difficult. Okay, let alone as an expression, much less, to say nothing of, used after negating one item to introduce a further item whose negation is entailed, required by the negation of the first. For example, Eric does not read novels, a negative situation, okay? Eric does not read novels, let alone write novels. Yeah. How can you say that Eric will write a novel? Eric does not read novels, let alone write a novel. Does Eric cook fish? Eric does not like eating fish, let alone cook fish. Okay. Be taken aback by something. If you are taken aback by something, you are surprised or shocked by it and you cannot respond at once, immediately. Erhan was taken aback by Serkan's kindness. Who was taken aback by Serkan's enterprise or initiative and imagination? My friend, neighbor, Raskolnikov was taken aback by Serkan's enterprise and imagination. Now, these are also important. I really advise you to produce tens of, hundreds of sentences. Yes. Let's see how much sentence. Okay, this is then how much clause. Let's see how much they will read. Let's see how much they will write. Let's see how much they ate yesterday. Let's see how much they will give. Okay. Let me see how many. Now this time countable nouns. Let me see how many books you will read. Let me see how many friends you have. Roman number 2. Do you see that? Now that clause. Okay. Do you see that there is a problem here? Do you see that it doesn't work? Okay. Do you see how they are producing elements? I can say that you are right. I can say that you saw Venice. I can say that you will go to Tokyo. Roman number 4 is, of course, thousands of sentences can be produced. Who can know that that close? Who can know that you are here? Who can know that you have been to Mexico? Okay. Who can know that you will make videos about learning English? Who can know that you will publish videos on YouTube about acquiring English? Roman number 5, all of us need to remember that, reading and listening are very important in learning, etc., etc. Now, reduction. Instead of saying, have you been to a conversation in English lately? Or been to a conversation in English lately? Okay, this is really practical. Have you written an essay recently or recent days? Or written an essay recently? Question mark. Have you had an exam lately? Or had an exam lately? Had an exam lately? Have you got any ideas about using Zoom? Or, in short, got any ideas about using Zoom? Got any ideas about using Zoom? Okay, these are really practical. Now, mutuality is also important. Mutual, adjective. Mutuality, noun. Yes, mutuality. Reciprocity, okay. Mutual, reciprocal, or as a noun, mutuality, reciprocity of consideration, of thinking deep, of meditation, of reflection, of contemplation. Yes. Leading emotion requires following emotions and vice versa. Vice versa, as you know, means following emotions also require leading emotion. Leading emotion requires following emotions and vice versa. Okay. Physically and spiritually. Yes, these are really important because they are about ourselves. Okay. Physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, objectively, subjectively. We must have a materially and spiritually healthy lifestyle. Yes, the main the basic idea message is this: we must have a lifestyle. But what kind of lifestyle? We must have a healthy lifestyle. But how healthy? We must have a materially and spiritually healthy lifestyle. Yes. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. And goodbye for now. See you in the next video.